The world is ever changing and ever evolving, and with peer pressure from society and changes in your life and your business, you're changing too. And as you grow and as you learn more, sometimes the person that you were isn't the person that you want to become. And there's things that happen in your life and changes that happen, and we embrace them. Sometimes we're scared, and yet sometimes we embrace them. And you may be so excited to grow as an individual, but your friends might not always be on the same page as you. So today we're going to talk about a topic that I'm really passionate about: how to edit your peer group. Let's dig in. How to edit your peer group. Now that might seem kind of like a funny topic for me to talk about, and yet I feel like it's a really important topic that sometimes isn't discussed because people are scared. They're fearful because, your friends are safe, your friends are comfortable, and some of our friends we've had for years and years and years. But guess what? With what's happening in your world, sometimes the people you surround yourself with aren't always lifting you up. They're not always empowering you to be the best version of yourself. And you might be going to personal development classes or listening to podcasts or watching YouTube videos, and you're thinking, gosh, I really like the way she's talking. Or man, something that he said really resonates with me. And maybe you want to apply it to your life and your business. And you have friends that just aren't really going to get it. And you can be really fearful of what that's going to do for you. So I want to share a little story with you and a learning lesson that happened with me. And it was really powerful, and it's kind of catapulted me into where I am now in my life and being so crystal clear with who I surround myself with and being okay that sometimes that's going to change. So the story is, when I was, you guys know that I had really quick success in the industry. I door knocked 200 doors a week. I did 3 open houses a week, and I hit top 1,000 agents in the country in 3 years. And while everything looked like amazing on the outside, right? Perfect car, perfect hair, perfect job, perfect life. What people didn't know is that I was really struggling inside, right? I got a divorce that I never dealt with. I gained about 32 pounds. I'm putting everybody else's needs in front of my own, and I'm running myself ragged, you guys, absolutely ragged. So on the outside, everything looks perfect. On the inside, not so perfect. Now, at that time in my life, I realized that I had some things that were distracting me from being the best version of myself. And one of them, to be totally honest with you guys, was drinking. It wasn't like I was drinking every night of the week. And yet in our industry, in the real estate space, it's really easy to have happy hour with a girlfriend and then a cocktail with a client. And then, well, it's Saturday night, so you're going to go have dinner and a couple glasses of wine. And before you know it, you're drinking a glass of wine or a cocktail 3 or 4 nights a week. Now, I had really big aspirations for my health, and I really wanted to get a 4-pack. Not a 6-pack, I was going for a 4-pack, right? And that was my plan. And yet I will tell you that I can have the best intentions about what I'm gonna eat that day, but if you put a couple glasses of wine in me, we are sharing cheesecake and someone's getting French fries. You know what I mean? And so I realized that if I wanted to change my health, I had to change my biggest distraction at that time. It was drinking. And so I needed to change the way that I was doing things. So I went to one of my girlfriends because I was like, man, at that time, Ryan wasn't in my life. I was just dating, and I felt like I needed more support. And the people who would support me the most are my friends. So I went to one of my friends and I said, we'll call her Jessica. It's not her name. And I said, hey, Jess, I'm doing this thing. It's kind of crazy. I don't really know why I'm doing it, but I'm going to stop drinking for 90 days. And I'm just going to kind of like see how it goes and see what happens. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I feel like I need to lose weight and I'm not doing it. So I don't know. What do you think? And she was like, that's dumb. Why are you doing that? We have so much fun on Saturday nights. Like, why are you doing that? You don't need to cut back drinking. Just exercise more. You're fine. And I was like, dang it, that's not the result that I wanted. That's not the result that I wanted. And, she was my party buddy. Like, we would go have cocktails. We were in, we were in the phase, right? We were both single. We were doing our thing. So that wasn't the result that I wanted. So what I did is I sat down and I thought, okay, what is the result I want from this conversation? what I wanted is I wanted people who loved me and who'd support me in this mission, right? To cut back on drinking and take care of my health and put myself as a priority. So instead, when I sat down with my next friend, I sat down and I said this: "Hey, Katie, because you're someone who I love and care about, I wanted to share with you something that I'm kind of been struggling with, and I want to make some changes in my life, and I wanted to talk to you about it." So you know that I have always kind of struggled. I'm 5 feet tall, and I know that I do not grow this way. I only grow this way, right? So you know that I've struggled with my weight for a long time, and one of the things that I realized that's always kind of one of those triggers for me is when I drink. Because if I'm eating clean and drinking, lots of water and hydrating myself, then I'm doing awesome. And I want to go to the gym and things are kind of in a good, positive movement. And yet, if I am having a glass of wine or 2 or sometimes 3, well, then I make poor food choices. And Katie, because you're someone who loves and cares about me, I wanted to share with you my plan. I'm actually going to be cutting out drinking for 90 days. And I know it might seem a little crazy, but I'm really excited about it. And so I was wondering, if I have a weak moment, would you be someone that I can turn to count on for support to help walk me through it and remind me of what my goal is here? And she's like, "Oh my gosh, yes, of course. Maybe I'll even do it with you," right? What a different outcome. What a different result that was. And it was also because of how I phrased it. And so what I learned from that conversation is, 1, I need to be very clear on the conversations I have with people. And 2, I learned in that process. So I cut out drinking, you guys, for 90 days. 90 days. And I started exercising more, and I started meditating, and I started reading, and I started having deeper conversations with people, and being on my cell phone a little less, and being a little less, and being present a little more with others, and present in my life and what I wanted. And I realized, it's not about who I am now. It's about who I was going to become. And the difference between who I was now and who I was going to become, it's a series of small, good, consistent choices, and they add up. Drink a little more water, eat a little cleaner, right? Read a book, and if you're not going out every night, you've got time at home to sort through your house and get clear of the clutter. And a really interesting thing happened is my friendships started to change. Some of those friendships that I had, I realized weren't that powerful and weren't that important because they were just my drinking buddies, right? We'd go out on the weekends. But with the drinking removed, we didn't really have that much in common. And as you change and as you grow as a person and you get so clear on who you are and who you want to become, your group of friends are going to change. And you need to be really okay with that, because the right people are going to come into your life and the right people are going to leave. It's not the wrong people. People would say, "Oh, the right people come in my life and the wrong people leave." No, the right people leave your life because they're not meant to be in your life now with the new person that you're becoming. And so I challenge you, think about who, not just you are right now, but who you want to become, where you want to travel. What kind of savings account do you want to have? What kind of charities do you want to donate money to? What do you want your job to look like? What do you want your family to look like? What do you want your friendships and your connections to look like? Because all of that is in you. All of those choices are in you. You just need to be really clear on it. And then know, sometimes it takes having those challenging conversations with your friends to really figure out who's there in the long term. Now, Ryan and I are planning for a family, right? And I know that when we have a child, our friendships are probably going to change again, but I'm okay with that, right? It's not always easy. It takes a little bit of adjustment, and yet I'm okay with that because I know that we now, especially getting older, and Ryan's in his 40s, I'm in my 30s, we're really intentional about who we surround ourselves with and the words that are talked around us, right? The conversations that happen around us and the kind of positivity. We're really intentional about having positive relationships around us. So the couples that we hang out with, the husband is respectful to his wife and the wife is respectful to their husband, regardless if they're around or not. That's a huge thing for us, right? And it's just, we want to make sure that we're always finding friends and being around family too. Family counts. That's going to empower you and lift you up and support you, right? When you are having amazing things happening in your life, are people cheering you on? The right people in your life are cheering you on. They're not trying to drag you down. They're not trying to say, "Why are you dreaming so big? Why are you doing that? Why is this important to you?" Instead, they're saying, "Heck yeah, you're amazing. I'm so proud of you. And how can I support you even further?" Editing your peer group, right? It's kind of a scary thing, and yet it's so powerful. I hope you found some value today out of this video. As always, you know I'm here for you. I love to hear what you think on these videos, so feel free to leave me comments below, share your thoughts with me, share the video if you feel empowered. Make sure you're subscribed on the channel because I'm always doing new videos, new content, and if there's something specific that's going on in your world, a script that you need, something's happening personally and you need a little bit of coaching, don't hesitate to reach out for me. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the places, all the ways, all the things. You have a good one.